All right, for this one, same thing. I'm just going to draw my grid. And so I'm going to take that first term, x squared, and then the last term, positive 14. I know that this plus this has to equal negative 9x. X squared is easy, x times x. And then I got to think of two numbers that when I multiply them, they equal positive 14, but when I add them up, they equal negative 9. What are those two numbers?
2.
You guys are half right. 7 and 2. What's the problem, though?
Negative 7.
Yeah, they both have to be negative. And that one is not a tough one, but you got to think about it for a second, right? I got to have a negative 9. So if I make this negative and this negative, it does multiply to a positive, right? Also, negative 7 times x is negative 7x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. So everything works out. Negative 7x plus negative 2x equals negative 9x. So in other words, this is x minus 7 times the quantity x minus 2. To verify that, to double check that, I'm just going to put that in Desmos, okay? And then I'll change all this stuff. So I've got x squared minus 9x plus 14. I have to change the thing in a second. Minus, did I do minus 7 first? It doesn't matter. Let me do it. Well, it doesn't matter. It's the same either way. And so now I got to move my graph around, right? Notice that it crosses at 2 and 7, all right? So I'm just going to sketch that in my notes. Nothing too fancy today. Also, so remember, I want you to write this label down. You're going to say, Mr. Adams, you repeat yourself too much. Yeah, I do. Remember, I got to get this in your brain at least 27 times. So these are factors, right? What's this called? This is a quadratic expression. Actually, it's a trinomial. You'll hear that term too. Why do you think it's called a trinomial? It has 3 terms. Polynomial, nomial means term. So monomial would be 1 term. Binomial, these are binomials because you've got 1, 2 terms each. And then what do we do next? I'm going to say x minus 7 equals 0. And then x minus 2 equals 0. If I add 7 to both sides, I get x equals 7. If I add 2 to both sides on this, I get x equals 2. What are these called? Zeros. They're also called the solutions. They're also called roots. It depends on the method you use to find these numbers. Roots, solutions, zeros. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, x-intercept.